Hey everyone, welcome to the PCS-Proof Podcast, where we're covering the vital things you need to know to thrive in every season of military life. I'm your host and milspouse fitness expert, Grace Barnick-Damazo, and I encourage you to join me each week as we dive deep into topics like fitness, wellness, and entrepreneurship as a military spouse so that you can maintain your own sense of identity and purpose, conquering every transition with strength and resilience. As we journey together, you can expect uplifting conversations and insights. We'll share some laughs, and you can count on me to keep it real so that together we can become truly PCS-Proof. Now let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of the PCS-Proof Podcast. In today's episode, I'm giving you exactly what you've been asking for. In episode 2, I gave you a step-by-step introduction to the PCS-Proof method. And I asked you for your feedback. I asked you to share with me what area of your life you needed the most help PCS-proofing. And the number one thing that I heard from you is that you wanted help with PCS-proofing your health and fitness, which is awesome because as a health coach and a fitness expert for women in military life, that's exactly what I do. So today I'm focusing on the importance of physical strength for women in military life. Why being strong is not just important for us as women generally, but doubly important for us in this unique lifestyle. As a military spouse, navigating the challenges of deployments, relocations, and just the daily juggle of family life, your strength, both mental and physical, becomes like an anchor or a shield and a source of resilience. So I'm super glad to hear that this was important to you as well, and I'm excited to get to focus on this more in not just this episode, but future episodes of the podcast as well. A few months ago, I was driving through our base housing area and I saw a woman walking out to the trash dumpsters and she was dragging this big black trash bag behind her on the ground. And the bag was scraping along the pavement and it was leaking liquid and it was leaking some of its contents as she crossed the parking lot. And I'm sure it was super frustrating and a bit embarrassing and just an annoying experience for her overall. Now, for context, we live on a naval base where several of the ships go out on patrol at the same time. So when the ships go out, a huge portion of the base population is gone, leaving the families to hold it down until they return. So when I saw this woman dragging her trash bag behind her, my first thought was that her spouse is probably gone and she isn't normally the one who has to take out the trash. But this is the reality. We have to handle it all when our partner is gone, whether it's taking out the trash, carrying in all the groceries, taking care of the chores around the house, like mowing the lawn, raking the leaves, or even shoveling snow from the sidewalks. And even for us, we have a big dog and we have 2 cats. So when I have to buy dog food, that bag is over 35 pounds, sometimes more. And cat litter is sold in 20 to 40 pound boxes. And this all requires that I have a base level of strength so that I'm not feeling dependent or reliant on outside sources of help. And that might be similar to the case for you. And when working with my coaching clients, while many of them come to me when they first start working with me, it's for aesthetic reasons. They want to lose weight. They want to fit into a specific outfit, etc. But the things that they really brag about, the things that they tell me they're the most proud of, are things like being able to lift their luggage on their own, being able to carry their suitcase through an airport or through a train station or up the stairs out of the train station, or it's being strong enough to carry all of their grocery bags into the house in just one trip. Sometimes it's even being able to move the furniture around their house without any help. Those are the things that they're most proud of, that they brag about the most. And when we're already having to deal with so much when our partner is gone, the last thing that we want to do is feel helpless or held back. It's during these times that we really need to lean into the true power of being strong, both emotionally and physically. So today I wanted to share with you the 3 reasons why I feel like it's vital for women in military life to be physically strong, not just emotionally strong, but physically strong. And the first reason why physical strength is crucial for women in military life is that it enhances our resilience. Physical strength acts kind of like a shield, and it helps us to cope better with the added demands that are placed on us in military life. It helps us to cope with stress better. Engaging in regular physical activity, specifically strength training, helps to release endorphins, which are natural mood lifters. And this helps us maintain a more positive outlook when we're going through the most challenging times. It also helps us to adapt during transitions and relocations. It helps us to improve our stamina when we're having to deal with added logistical demands like moving, packing, unpacking, arranging furniture. And it just helps us maintain that overall sense of well-being throughout this challenging transition process. And for solo parents, being physically strong enables you to manage the added demands of lifting and carrying children, of handling those added household chores, and it may even help you with participating in the recreational activities with your kids without feeling so overwhelmed. Being physically strong enhances our self-reliance and our independence. And it helps us reduce our reliance on external support systems and fosters a greater sense of confidence and autonomy. And that's what we all want during those times when we're feeling alone. The second reason why physical strength plays such a pivotal role in military life is for injury prevention and for longevity. Increasing physical strength is one of the most important predictors of longevity, and that's just a fact. By investing in your physical strength as a woman in military life, this helps to safeguard your long-term health and your well-being, ensuring that you can continue to thrive and serve your family and your community for years to come. And it does this in a couple of different ways. Number one, it helps to increase and enhance your musculoskeletal health. Regular strength training will help to build and maintain strong muscles, strong bones, and strong connective tissues, which will reduce your risk of common injuries. Additionally, improving your functional fitness will help to reduce any potential strains or overuse injuries that can occur from the repetitive activities that we do in our daily life. A lot of the people that I work with spend a lot of their time sitting at a desk for work or doing the same repetitive tasks in their daily chores. So by improving their mobility and their functional strength, we're reducing their risk for injury and reducing those daily aches and pains. The third way that it does this is by increasing our resilience to physical stress and potential emergency situations. For instance, we're living in Japan right now. Earthquakes are an inevitability. And along with that comes tsunami warnings that are a regular occurrence. If there happened to be an earthquake or a tsunami that required an evacuation while my husband was out on the ship, I would have to rely on my own physical strength to evacuate not just myself, but all three of my pets. So depending on where you're living, there might be a similarly compelling military life-related task or emergency that you need to be physically prepared for. Additionally, or I should say moreover, engaging in regular physical activity not only enhances your cardiovascular health and your overall fitness, but it also promotes mental well-being and it enhances social connections and a sense of fulfillment, contributing to a longer, healthier life. This is something that we've talked about in nearly every single episode of this podcast. And the last reason why physical strength plays such a pivotal role in military life is that it helps promote independence and self-reliance, allowing women in military life to gain a sense of autonomy and empowerment, whether it's tackling household chores like taking out the trash or ensuring personal safety or embracing community. Physical strength equips women with the confidence and the capability to navigate challenges with self-assurance and with resilience. So this can help us by reducing our reliance on external assistance, empowering us to handle our own daily challenges with competence. And real talk, it also will allow you to potentially defend yourself in potentially dangerous situations, whether it's at home or in public, while traveling, fostering a greater sense of security and autonomy. And by developing strength and confidence with physical activities, military spouses can confidently engage in solo or group activities, allowing us to embrace new challenges and experience more in military life. And for us military spouses, being a major part of the support system for our active duty partners when they're away, if they see us feeling much more capable, more confident, and more self-reliant, I can only imagine how that would help them feel a little bit less stressed and less worried about what's happening back home and allow them to focus more on the mission at hand.
Hey, fellow milspouse. Ever felt the frustration of being forced to restart your fitness routine every time military life throws you a curveball? Whether it's a PCS, a deployment, or a short-term assignment, disruptions can make progress feel nearly impossible. But now there's a solution designed just for you. The PCS-Proof Fitness Program from FitPath Coaching. Designed by a woman in military life, for women in military life. It's flexible, adaptable, and affordable. No more setbacks or starting over, just steady progress on your terms. Visit fitpathcoaching.com/PCS-Proof-Fitness to start your journey today. And as a special offer for our podcast listeners, get your first month free with promo code POD4FREE. That's POD, the number 4, FREE. Say goodbye to stress and frustration and hello to a stronger, healthier, happier you with PCS-Proof Fitness. Join us today and get ready to conquer any challenge military life sends your way. PCS-Proof Fitness, join today.
Now that we've explored why physical strength is so vital for women in military life, I wanted to discuss some practical tips for feeling comfortable in on-base gyms. Now, as a fitness expert and someone who's been exercising for a while, you're probably wondering, how in the world is Grace going to feel uncomfortable in a gym or understand what it feels like to not be comfortable walking into a gym? I will admit, one of the first things that my husband and I like to do when we're visiting a new base is to check out the fitness center. Same thing when we're traveling. In fact, we have a trip coming up this week and we're already planning to scope out the hotel fitness center. But that doesn't mean that I don't remember how intimidating it used to feel to walk into a new gym when I really didn't know what I was doing or what to do with the equipment that was there. I remember very vividly walking into this big fitness club that was in the town that I grew up in and not knowing what to do and seeing the weights over in one corner, but it was so intimidating because it's mostly guys over there. They all seem to know what they're doing and they seem to kind of like take up that space, and it just didn't feel safe or comfortable. So what did I do? I went to where I did feel comfortable, which was the cardio machines, the ellipticals, the stair climber, the treadmill. And I'd spend 10 minutes over there and I'd get bored out of my mind. But since I didn't know what else to do, I would leave. And that was kind of the story for me for quite a while. And it wasn't until years later when someone taught me how to strength train that I would start to feel more comfortable walking into a gym, being able to handle it on my own. And that's what I wish for you and what I wish for and work with all of my clients for, is to feel comfortable and confident walking into any gym. And while that story that I shared with you was for a normal public gym, it's more intimidating in on-base gyms. I understand that. There are a bunch of younger guys usually, and the proportion of guys to girls is skewed. So I understand it's doubly more intimidating and can make us feel even less confident going into an on-base or an on-post gym. So let me share with you some tips if you're wanting to start to get stronger for all of the reasons that we've discussed, but you're feeling nervous, intimidated, or uncomfortable walking into the gym. Or maybe you feel comfortable using the cardio machines or going to classes, but now you're wanting to branch out into doing some resistance and some strength training. So my first tip is to start small. Begin with familiar exercises and then gradually increase your variety of exercises and your intensity. Or even just plan to go in and walk around. You don't even have to work out. You could go in your normal clothes, so it's very obvious that you're not there to work out, and just walk around the space until you feel comfortable with the layout and the equipment that's available to you. Take that pressure off of having to get in a full workout when you're just getting started. You could also partner with a friend or a fellow service member for support. Ask a friend who knows the ropes to show you a few things. We've all been there before. We've all been uncomfortable going into the gym at some point in our lives, and most women would be more than happy to show you the ropes. If you can, visit the gym during the quieter hours that are less intimidating. Typically on-base and on-post gyms are the most busy early in the morning and in the afternoon, and those are the hours that are the most packed. So going late morning or early afternoon or even late at night might allow you to explore the gym a little bit more without feeling as overwhelmed by the crowds. Additionally, you could talk to your on-base fitness center and take advantage of any orientation sessions to familiarize yourself with the gym. Check with your on-base or on-post fitness center to see what they have to offer you. And additionally, choose confidence boosting attire. Choose clothes that you feel the most comfortable and the most confident in. One of the nice things about going to an on-base gym is that they tend to have more strict dress codes. So you might not feel quite as pressured to have to wear overly revealing gym wear like at a public gym. And believe me, I used to work at one of the public big box gyms in San Diego. So I've seen some crazy things, and I'm grateful that we don't have to deal with quite that much pressure in on-base and on-post gyms. I would encourage you to also reach out and seek the guidance of an expert. You could even talk to the gym staff for support. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you get the most information and feel the most confident as quickly as possible. We're here to show you the shortest path from where you're currently at to where you want to be so that you do feel competent and confident in any movement and walking into any gym. And you can also find some of the military community-focused fitness and health programs. I do know that some Stroller Warriors chapters have started to incorporate some body weight resistance routines into their meetups. So that might be an option for you if you are familiar with and you have a Stroller Warriors chapter where you're at. And my signature fitness program, PCS-Proof Fitness, was specifically created and designed to work for women in military life. And I've included all the tools that you need to feel confident and know what to do and how to do it safely so that you can work out anywhere in the world. And as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with one of my favorite quotes from strength coach Mark Ripto. Strong people are harder to kill than weak people and more useful in general. I love that quote. Strong people are harder to kill than weak people and more useful in general. And we want to be more useful. Physical strength is not just about aesthetics, although it's nice to feel toned, right? Being strong as a woman in military life is also about improving our resilience and our usefulness. It's about empowerment. It's about knowing that you're prepared to handle anything that comes your way, whether it's taking out the trash or packing up your entire life to move across the globe. Whether you're a female service member or a military spouse, remember that your strength, both physical and mental, is an asset. Prioritize it. Embrace it, nurture it, and let it propel you forward on your journey of resilience. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the PCS-Proof Podcast. Please continue to help me spread the word about this resource. Make sure that you follow this podcast and consider leaving a 5-star review so that this podcast can get pushed out to more women in military life who need to hear it. You can even follow the podcast on Instagram at PCS-Proof Podcast and tag me using @GraceBFitness. And if you have a story about how you PCS-proofed a part of your life, your health, your career, I would love to bring you on in a future episode so you can share your story and share your successes and your lessons that you've learned throughout the process. Head over to the website fitpathcoaching.com/PCS-Proof-podcast and click the link at the bottom of the page to submit your application to join me on a future episode. And with that being said, I hope you have a great week ahead. And remember, no matter where in the world military life sends you, together we are PCS-Proof. Adios.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and is not intended to replace professional advice. The views expressed in this podcast may not be those of the host or fitpathcoaching.com. Moreover, we are not responsible for any losses, damages, or liabilities that may arise from the use of this podcast.